Hello, I'm Sumi Das for ZDNet. Since HP was founded in 1939 by Stanford classmates Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, innovation has been at the core of the company's DNA. Now executives and engineers are following in the footsteps of their former leaders by developing green technologies to help push the tech industry forward. Today, we're going to see what they're doing to be more sustainable. It's all next on The Green Enterprise. From green PCs to energy-efficient data centers, HP is working on strategies to make its products more sustainable throughout their life cycle. Today, executives will show us some of the technologies they're developing for customers and projects they're creating internally. And finally, we'll talk to Bonnie Nixon, Director of Sustainability. She'll tell us about the company's recycling plans and what they're doing to eliminate unsafe materials inside their PCs. First, it's a trip to the company's data center research facility, where they're working on ways to make the data center more energy efficient. Data centers are known as energy wasters, by some estimates, consuming up to 2% of the world's power. So it's essential to figure out how to create green alternatives inside the data center. Brian Brouillette works on data center strategy for the company. He says with the advent of multi-core CPUs and dense blades in a rack, data centers consume much more electricity and generate more heat, so they're hotter than ever. The common fix is to try to use air conditioning to cool them down, but this is energy inefficient. But Brouillette believes HP might have an answer.
Our approach is to really work with customers to figure out how to do portfolio management best, how to use as few applications and as few computers as you need to get the job done. So the single best thing you can do to reduce energy is to not turn the computer on in the first place. The second thing you can do is to turn it off when you're not using it. And really, what we do in virtualization and management really help you understand when you can turn computers on and off to save energy.
HP is also working on green innovations inside their labs. One idea is making entire cities more sustainable using IT. Chandrakant Patel is one of the deep thinkers at HP. Patel is developing strategies where IT will have a net positive impact on the environment. He calls it the IT ecosystem. So give us an example of how sustainable services can help people around the world.
Next week I'm off to India. I can go to Indian Railways website and get reservations for travel in India on Indian Railways. Why shouldn't the 700 million in India have the same access? Today they would take a rickshaw, go to the train station. They can ill afford to do that. If we can get them IT service at the right price point, we would bring them on board. Imagine the impact we would have on the environment with such a service.
A lot of people would assume, though, that if you put IT services in the hands of 700 million people, the populace of India, that energy consumption is going to skyrocket. But you're saying that's not the case.
My contention is Web 2.0 is not about watching movies on Bollywood movies on handheld. The populace I'm talking about want to use IT to meet their fundamental needs. They just want extension of what they already have on their cell phone, as an example.
You have a sketch that you've actually created that illustrates what you're talking about. Can you explain it to us?
So in the sketch, I talk about what I call supply and demand side management. We have a pool of available energy. My contention is we should preserve this available energy for future generations to enjoy, so they can have the same quality of life. Indeed, that is the definition of sustainability. And our vision is that if we use the IT ecosystem to get people off the physical bus onto the IT ecosystem through sustainable services, we will have an impact. And if we use the IT ecosystem, then we can provision the resources in a city such that we use just what we want, no more, no less.
HP is one of the leaders in printer technology, and a lot of people use their cartridges. But what is the company doing to cut down on waste? Michelle, HP is really known for its printer technologies, and some people might be curious, what happens to all of those printer cartridges after they're used up? This sort of explains what happens, right?
Yes, it does. These are original, empty HP inkjet print cartridges, and we take the print cartridges and we shred them. And then from there, we actually take them through further processing from a recycling perspective, and we add water bottles for strength. And then we turn that into a material that looks something like this. And then we take that material and we actually mold them into new inkjet print cartridges. And this is what you actually call true closed-loop recycling.
It comes full circle.
Absolutely.
Are all of the print cartridges that are bought by customers that are on store shelves today, are those all made out of recycled old cartridges?
Not yet. We actually last year in 2008 announced that we have shipped over 250 million cartridges with recycled plastics in them, made from our closed-loop recycling process, but not all of our print cartridges contain recycled content.
While HP is helping its customers become more sustainable, the company is also working towards a greener future internally. One idea is a project called Live Green. Where did the idea for Live Green come from?
The idea actually came from HP employees. They've been doing things to reduce their carbon footprint for years, and so we just decided to create an umbrella program to reach out to more employees.
So tell us what it's all about. I mean, if I go to the Live Green intranet site, what do I see? What do I experience?
So several things. First of all, you can take a pledge. So you come online and you pledge to reduce the amount of energy that you're using at home and at the office. There's also a series of tips that are sent out to employees on a weekly basis.
How easy is this to use? What does it involve?
Most of it's online, so they just go on to the HP intranet and they can find the tips there. All of the information is there, including a carbon calculator where they can actually go to the Energy Star website and identify how to reduce their own carbon footprint.
One of the most important initiatives at HP is their efforts in recycling. We sat down with Bonnie Nixon, the company's Director of Sustainability, to get her take on recycling efforts at HP and what they're doing to reduce toxic chemicals inside their products. Can you tell us about HP's recycling program? There are so many different products, and toxic waste obviously is a big concern. What is HP doing to curb it?
First and foremost, HP is designing products so that they're easy to recycle, easy to disassemble, easy to reuse. Today, we have recycled more than 1 billion pounds in the 20 years that we've had our recycling facilities in place. And we've got a goal in only the 3 years, from 2007 to 2010, to recycle another 1 billion pounds.
Do HP PCs contain PVC insulation and BFRs? And if so, how are you changing that manufacturing process?
So HP has a Design for Environment program where we're constantly looking to phase out materials of concern. And many of our products are anywhere from 75 to 100% recyclable.
Okay. And
we have recycling facilities around the world that take those products, grind them up, reuse them.
There was a report recently on 60 Minutes on e-waste. In this story, we saw a recycler that was shipping CRTs illegally to Asia. Yet the people who were bringing products, electronics, to this recycler obviously thought that they were doing the right thing. What assurances can you make people who are using your recycling facilities that these things are being disposed of properly or recycled properly?
What's important is that consumers and certainly our business customers recognize that HP is completely committed to responsible recycling. So just by going on hp.com/recycle, you can find out how to get the products back to us, find easy places to drop off the products, find easy shipping solutions to get it back to us, and we'll make sure that it's handled responsibly. CRTs are one of the materials of concern, and there are very specific locations. In fact, one of them is in Singapore, outside of Singapore and Malaysia, where they actually get reused into glass again. Mm-hmm. And so making sure that it gets to the right facilities there, as well as ones that are in the Americas, is important.
Bonnie, thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Sumi. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
As you've just seen, HP is researching and deploying green technologies within their company and for their customers. Stay tuned. In the weeks ahead, we'll show you what other companies are doing to green their enterprise.